probably see by the title, today I'm going to do the video that I have been avoiding for a long time. And there's lots of reasons why I've kind of been avoiding it, but I don't know really. I just feel like it's quite a hard one to do, and I had to sit down myself this morning and kind of write out points because it's such a long story to tell that it could turn into a blab, and I didn't want it to. And you know, these kind of videos have quite high expectation, and I feel like my story, you know, it might not be interesting to everyone, and I don't know really, I've just kind of been avoiding it. And also, my old laptop broke a few months ago, which had all my old pictures in it, so I don't really have that many past pictures to show you guys. I have some because on my Facebook I found quite a few, and yeah, so I will try and pop them in here and there, but I didn't have that many to choose from, so you know. So let's get going. This is gonna be a long one, and I need to try and not make it too long, so I'm gonna try and be sharp with my points. So, I started fitness, when did I start fitness? I started fitness in 2014, 3 years ago. Yeah, it's just about 3 years I've been in fitness. Oh, well, you know, I've been attempting fitness. Basically, I used to hate exercise. My mum loves exercise, and she always used to shout at me like, Megan, you're so lazy, you don't do anything, you just like to party. And I used to love partying. Now I'm a grandma, but I did used to be a massive partier. But then I just hated exercise. My mum would always go to like classes and things like that. She still does most evenings, and I was like, what are you doing, woman? Why are you doing this with your life? But now I kind of see why, even though I do a different kind of fitness to her now. So I didn't pay much attention to my figure because I was always quite naturally small, quite petite, that I just didn't really think about it that much. But then in 2014, which is the year I started fitness, I just finished my first year of uni, and I went on a girls' holiday to Malia. And while I was there, I did feel quite insecure, like wearing bikinis and stuff. It was a big group of girls, and you know, when you're in a place like Malia or Ibiza, and you know, you see loads of girls walking around in bikinis, and you just compare yourself naturally, I think. And that's when I started to pay attention, I think. And during my first year of uni, I not only partied a lot, but I also ate a lot. And I didn't really care what I ate. So it was mainly ready meals, because I didn't really know how to cook either. I just left home, and I was 17, and I just didn't really know how to cook. Like, I just couldn't think of ideas of what to cook, which I do still struggle with a little bit now, but I do my research now. And before I was like, I'll just get a sausage pasta ready meal. And you know, some ready meals are low calorie good, you know, but really they're not. And if you're eating them most days, they're not nutritious, they're not wholesome. So, you know, it's just like putting chemicals in your body, and it made me feel sluggish, but I didn't really care because I just thought I was hungover. Yeah, that's mainly what I ate. So obviously that was taking its toll on my body as well. So when I was in Malia, I wasn't massively like overweight, but you know when you carry like alcohol podge, and I was just a bit shapeless, and I just didn't feel confident. I wasn't looking after myself. I felt like quite tired all the time, which has a lot to do with alcohol. I don't know, I just didn't have much direction. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, whatever. And I think this was the time where I came to a bit of a standstill after partying for a few years, because I partied when I wasn't in university. Before I even started university, I worked in a bar. I worked as a shop girl. Fun fact. So I was around like this environment which was just doing whatever you want. And after I got back from Mali, I remember I was looking back at the pictures, and I just was like, oh my god, what am I doing? Like, I think I partied so much in Mali as well that I was just thinking, what's really the point? What am I achieving here? I wasn't trying at uni either. I just realized at this point that maybe I need to like help myself. And there's no point in being down and thinking, oh, but you know, she looked better than me in her bikini. And the only way I was gonna fix this was pushing myself to do something about it. So when I got back, I decided to join a gym, I joined a really tiny gym that was near where I lived at that time, and it was like a really rubbish gym. It was tiny, but I would go maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, and there was a tiny little weight section, but I never went to there. So I just went on the cross trainer for about 20 minutes, then I'd go onto the bike and do like 10 minutes, and I just thought, yeah, this is the way, I just want to get slimmer. I didn't really care about muscle then, I was just trying to lose fat and also feel like I was doing something with my body and my life. I would see people in the weights section and I was like, what the hell are they doing? I'm never going over there. I don't want big muscles. I don't want to look stupid if I do it wrong. Little did I know how hard it is to grow big muscles. I'm still trying. I was just looking at them like, what? And then I'd do that maybe once or twice a week, but I did no difference to my nutrition. And at that point, I had no idea how important nutrition was, but I did nothing with my nutrition. And I remember one day, especially, because I remember a picture being taken where me and my friend went and I bought a big bag of Cadbury's caramel nibbles and I ate them all on the way home, and I just thought, oh, it's alright, I just worked out. And yeah, but you're kind of cancelling it out, and if you're not changing your nutrition on top of that, then what's the point? Then I'd go home, have my dinner, and it would be a ready meal of cottage pie. So, you know, I wasn't getting the point and I wasn't enjoying it. I would dread it. And occasionally, if I couldn't be bothered to go to the gym, I bought, what's her name? Natalie Cassidy, you know, Sonia from EastEnders. I bought her workout DVD then and now, and I'd do that. And I hated that even more. I would do it. One day I'd be like, yeah, so motivated. I'd do it and I'd be like dying. And then the next day I'd be like, I'm not doing that. There is no way I'm doing that. I'm not going to the gym. I don't want to walk there. Walking to the gym is the worst part. Try and find a gym near you. So that was just a fail and I gave up. And I didn't go again for a few months. Then I moved into my first bigger uni house. So I was in my second year of uni, but I'd moved into a new place in London. It was a bit of a different area. And I was with a totally different bunch of people. There was a girl I lived with who was quite interested in exercising. So we thought, let's try the gym down the road, which is the gym I still go to now. Also, this was before me and Niall got together and I knew he went. He was like really into bodybuilding and stuff then, and I knew he went to the gym, so I was like, if I go, I might see him more. What a stalker. So that was another reason I wanted to join, because I was like, oh, he might be there, I might bump into him, and oh, I might become thin and he might like me, and don't do that. Don't do that at all. But me and my friend decided we would go anyway and try and get into it. So we started and we did get into a little bit of a routine. We started to go maybe, I think it was about 4 times a week. We stuck to it, which was the main difference here. This is where I started to build the routine, which is the main thing, I think, when you're getting into the gym, is once you have started that routine, it's quite hard to actually get out of it. And that is the main thing, I think. Once you have made your routine, it's not a question of, oh, I can't be asked to go to the gym today. It's like, I want to go to the gym today. I get up. It's gym time. Once you build that routine, it does help. It wasn't quite as consistent as it is now then at all, but I'd started to put it in my days. But we would go in. I still didn't go in the weights area or anything like that, but we were obsessed with abs. So we would sit on the floor for 30 minutes, do like sit-ups, random little exercises with balls. We want to be slim with abs, so this is how we're gonna get abs. No, it's not. But for months I did that, and I would just sit on the floor and do abs. What was I doing? I was starting to transition my nutrition at this point as well, because me and my friend were working together at this, which I definitely recommend is a really good way to get into fitness, is to do it with your friend. Do it with a partner. Don't necessarily have to like do partner workouts, but just going. It helped. There was days where I was tired and I didn't want to go, and then she would encourage me, and then there was days when it was the other way around, and when we were there we felt a little bit less insecure, and it definitely helped, because it almost became a little bit of a competition between me and her as well. If one of us didn't go, we'd be like, hey, I went 5 times this week, how many times did you go? Definitely recommend going with a friend. And then a few months in, we were still doing these ab workouts, but I started to follow a few fitness Instagram accounts, and there was quite a few little workout videos and stuff that I saw. I was becoming a little bit more interested in muscle gain then, and you know, from wanting abs and things like that. And then I would also see girls with abs and like, you know, toned legs and things. So I found some workout videos on Instagram and I would start to follow them, which I think is one of the best ways to do this with social media. There's so much online, and it definitely helped me. I never ever had a personal trainer myself, and that is also another good way, but then, I don't know, I don't think it's necessary. So I was following some workouts off Instagram and with my friend, and we were attempting like quite basic exercises, but it was sort of introing us into weights. We didn't ever go into the big weights room yet. We were just doing like the free weights that were in the sort of floor area. That is another big reason why I started my Instagram, because I started my Instagram through workout videos, because I wanted to help girls that felt like I used to feel, because I really feel like that is how I am into weightlifting now. So yeah, that's a big reason why I started Instagram, was for the workout videos, but we'll get there in a bit. So this was around sort of the beginning of 2015 now. I started to change my diet, but I thought that carbs were not a thing. So now I'm obsessed with carbs, but I literally thought that you shouldn't eat carbs, and that was a lot to do with also what was online. There is some good stuff online, but there is some bad stuff online. I've always been good at eating protein, because I read that that was good for muscle growth. At this point, I read that, and also I heard it through other people and things like that. But I did think carbs were a no-go, so I would mainly eat chicken salads. I remember I would always make them myself, which was good, and I'd gone off the processed foods into the more wholesome foods, which was a good step, a very good step. But I was avoiding like pasta and, you know, rice, just any carbs. I was just like, no. Bread was just a no-go, which I know a lot of people still think that's a no-go, but I disagree. I have bread most days. Bread is good. So I was on like a low carb diet basically at this point that I had set myself. And I did start to see results a bit, because I did start to lose quite a lot of fat and sort of become a lot leaner again, which is where my body was before I was partying. So I'd gone kind of back to my natural body composition, but it wasn't really what I wanted. At this point now, I was starting to want to gain muscle and have a womanly, you know, figure. Wasn't quite on the bum rage yet, but I was getting there. Then at this point, me and Niall had got together, and he was bodybuilding, so he was eating a lot of food. And when we would eat together, he'd be like, why won't you eat more? And I was like, I can't eat that rice, I just can't. And he was like, yes you can, you need to. So he started to make us meals together. So he would make like bolognese, and he would make stir fries with rice or stir fries with noodles. And I started to get into more of a habit of realizing that carbs weren't the enemy. Carbs are the opposite. Carbs are the one. If you are still not eating carbs, go and eat some bloody pasta now. And at this point, I also discovered Tammy Hembrow, who still to this day I absolutely love. I think I love what she does. I love her body. I love her family stuff and blah blah blah. But I saw her bum and I was like, I want that. So this was my new goal at this point. And at this point, I was actually training by myself. Me and my friend weren't training together anymore. I'd gained quite a lot of confidence by this point. I kind of had a routine going, but the problem with my routine was I had a routine for like a leg session, and I would do it every single leg session. And I was so bored, and I wasn't increasing my weights, and I wasn't seeing much progress. I was still, you know, I lost this body fat, but I wasn't really gaining any muscle, and I was just like, but I didn't want to reach out for help really, and I just thought it would take time. But I think I definitely could have sped up my process a lot. And there was a PT at my gym who now is like one of my good friends, Lance. He's a babe, best PT ever. And he came and spoke to me on one of my leg days, and I was sat on the bench for ages on my phone, just like looking at Facebook or something. And he was like, I always see you working out, but you never seem tired, you never seem sweaty, and you are often on your phone. And I was like, I was literally just trying to get the session done, but I wasn't even in the exercises. I wasn't trying to push myself in my weight. I wasn't feeling the contractions. I was just getting it done. And he said he noticed that, and he was like, are you pushing yourself? Are you doing anything different in different workouts, or are you always doing the same exercises? Because he said he always saw me doing the same thing. And I was like, yeah. So this was where he kind of spoke to me about increasing weights, and he did give me quite a lot of advice, and he also introduced me to pyramid sets. So he was like, if you want to grow your bum and your legs, squats are very important, which I now agree, even though I still don't enjoy squats that much. I prefer other exercises. I realised I needed to do more squats, and he introduced me to pyramid sets, which forces you to increase your weights, because each set you increase your weight and you lower the reps. So I started doing that once a week at the beginning of one leg session, and I also started to mix up my workouts a bit, do different exercises. This is the point where I started to really enjoy working out, and I would look forward to going to the gym more. I didn't try and just get it done and get out the way. I was actually in the workout, and I wasn't sat on my phone so much in the rest periods. That's a very important point, because if your rest periods are too long, it kind of just destroys the focus, I think, of your session. So yeah, that definitely helped insanely. That was a big changing point in my journey. And this was probably a year and a half ago, I think. So I started to really sort of see muscle growth, especially in my bum. And I started to become a lot leaner sort of in my stomach. And I was really starting to see the results that I was hoping for just through working out 5 to 6 times a week and eating lots of food. Nile definitely helped that as well. I really started to love fitness at this point. So last year I decided that I wanted to go even further with fitness and study personal training. So I was still at university at this point. So I did a course that was 1 weekend a month for 6 months. And I passed that last year, at the end of last year, and I worked as a personal trainer then at the gym that I trained at from the start. So I've always been at this gym since I've been in fitness, and I think that helps a lot too, because I know a lot of people, I feel comfortable, I know the gym really well, I know the equipment. And I think it really does help if you find a gym that you love. I started working there as a personal trainer. This is when I created my Instagram and I started to film workout videos. Filming the workout videos taught myself how to be more experimental with my sessions and research exercises more, and it helped me so much. And the reason I wanted to do that as well was because, as I said, that is what really helped me build confidence with weights. So I really wanted to help other girls who feel scared to go and do weightlifting and go in the weight section because they don't know how to do it. And I totally understand, and a lot of people don't have the money to get a personal trainer, or they don't really want a personal trainer. So I wanted to do that, to try and help people who might be in the same situation as me a few years ago. Also, this was a point after my course where I started to understand the importance of mind to muscle connection, feeling contractions and thinking about your contractions in, each rep, really feeling it. When I do a hip thrust, I think about my glutes and I can feel them working, and I didn't used to even care about that. I was like, just do it. Let's just do the exercise. No. It changed everything, and my results have been so much more since I've done all this research. So yeah, and that leads me to kind of where I am now. And I'm still obviously learning. I still have a lot to learn still. I think the overall thing that I can really take from this is that it has changed my mindset completely. It's taught me how to be disciplined with myself. It's built my confidence so much. I used to feel very insecure, for instance, in my relationship and just in myself. And I feel like it's really made me understand me and made me realize that I am enough as me. I am fine. And it's brought me so much happiness. And I wake up and I look forward to go to the gym. After the gym, I feel so good for the rest of the day. It is so true that it releases so many happy endorphins, and I would not recommend going to the gym enough. Not just for the aesthetic reasons of looking good, but feeling good. It makes you feel so good, and inside, more than anything, I think my transformation has been within myself. I feel like a totally different person. Before I did fitness, I didn't know what I wanted. I was lost. I didn't really know who I was. And I feel like I've really found myself just through fitness, and I really believe that fitness is a lifestyle. And although I go to the gym, I have fun, I eat nice foods, I eat chocolate, and fitness doesn't have to be chicken and broccoli and go into the gym for 5 hours a day. I go for an hour, I go 4 times a week sometimes, I go 6 times a week sometimes. I don't go sometimes. If I have a holiday, then, you know, it's holiday time. But I wouldn't recommend it enough. And now that there is such a huge community for it online, it's really brought people together. It's brought women together, like the people on my Peach community, which is my workout guide. The support for each other is ridiculous. Not even just for fitness, not even complimenting a transformation that one of them's posted. If someone has broken up with their boyfriend, they support each other because everyone has in common this need to better themselves. And it is an absolutely insane thing that I think is absolutely incredible that it's become such a big thing. And I just think it's such a good thing. I just don't know what to say. I feel like I'm getting emotional. I think you can always enjoy your life and be into fitness. Or you can go to the extreme and be a bodybuilder that competes. There's nothing wrong with that too, if that's what you want to do. Or you can go to the gym for a couple of times a week, but it will genuinely help your mind and your soul, I think. That's what I think. I'm not going to go on for too long because this is like I feel like I'm preaching. That is my journey, and it may not be that interesting, but hopefully you could take something from this and maybe you wanted to know my journey, but now you know. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave them below and I will comment back to you because I reply to all my comments as much as I can. Thank you so much for supporting me. I love you guys so much.